few years ago, my wife went to go see a film with some friends. As the film was progressing, suddenly the lights came on, the movie went off, and the manager of the cinema came in and said, right, please will everybody stand up and go to their right seats. Almost the entire theater stood up and moved around. Everybody had been sitting in the incorrect seats. And therefore, people had been coming forward and had spoken to the manager, and they said, when we've come in, we haven't been able to sit in our seats. So for some reason, everybody was in the wrong place. They got up, and they all moved to their correct position. And I often thought that this could be used as an analogy to what will happen at the end of time. God will walk into the world, so to speak, the manager of the cinema, and he'll give a clap, he'll knock, he'll clap his hands, and he'll say, right, everybody get up and move back to your original place. Where is the original place of people? People have lived in a lot of different countries, but who is the owner of a particular country? Who is the owner of Australia? Is it the people who are currently living there, or perhaps it's the indigenous tribes that were there? Or you go to America. Who is the owner of America? Who should be sitting there? The people who are living there now? Or again, perhaps it's the Red Indians. The whole world is totally confused. Everybody is sitting in the incorrect place. And this is a question that often happens with Israel. Who is the owner of Israel? Is it the Jewish people? Is it the Palestinians? And again, maybe the day will come that God will clap and he'll say, right, will the real owners please raise their hands and go to the right place? But what this brings out is that there is a seder. There is an order in this world. There is a place where people should be, and there's a place where people shouldn't be. And this is brought out in our parasha. Our parasha is a very difficult technical parasha. First, there's a census of the Jewish people. They're about to leave Har Sinai, Mount Sinai, where they've been for almost a year, and they're going to travel now onto the Holy Land. So there's a census. How many people are there in each tribe? And then each tribe is given their exact place. Yehuda, you have to be here. And Shimon, you have to be there. Yisachar, you have to be there. Zvulun, you have to be there. Everybody has to be in a particular place. They can't go from tribe to tribe, from camp to camp. They have to be in this particular place. And it's important to keep that order. In fact, towards the end of the book of Vayikra, we had the incident of the Megadef. This was a person who claimed to be from the tribe of Dan, and he came and he pitched his tent there in the campsite of Dan, and the people from the tribe of Dan came forward to Moshe, and they said, he doesn't belong here, he's not one of us, he shouldn't be here, and there was a whole court case, and he came out, and in fact, that he was in the wrong place. There is a seder, there is an order to this world. There is a place where different people should live and different nations should be. But everything has become mixed up. In fact, this is also brought out in a fascinating discussion in the Talmud. In the Torah, there are a number of nations that are not allowed to marry into the Jewish people for certain sins that they committed against the Jewish people. So, for example, the Torah tells us that a Mitzri, an Egyptian convert, is not allowed to marry into the Jewish people for the first 3 generations. After the first 3 generations, they may marry into the Jewish people. It also speaks about a convert from the tribe of Edom, the Edomites, who didn't give us safe passage through their land as we were marching towards Israel. So the question asked in the Talmud is, if somebody comes forward today, let's say now in 2014, they're an Egyptian, they want to convert, and after conversion they want to marry into the Jewish people, do we say to them, hold on a moment, the Torah says that an Egyptian cannot marry into the Jewish people within the first 3 generations. Well, the Talmud says that's not the case, because Sancheriv, the king of Assyria, came, and he had a particular mission of mixing up the nations. He moved this particular nation here, and he moved this nation there, and everything was all mixed up. So already in the times of the ancient world, it was never clear to say that those are the original inhabitants of Egypt, those are the original inhabitants of Persia. Everybody has been mixed up. He came forward and he mixed up all of the nations. So we live today in a time which is really not about order. Everything has been mixed up. This is the global world. And yet it's brought a great deal of benefits and wonderful things and advantages. But sometimes it also creates an enormous amount of confusion because nobody really knows where they should be. And that's one of the first lessons of the Torah. And that's what this parasha tells us. What is your place? Where should you be? What is your mission in life? Don't become confused. Look at the Seder. Look at the order. You have a place in this world, and you should make sure that you should know that place and be proud of that place. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.